Hey everybody, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministries. I'm coming to you on a pre-recorded video. This is I'm actually Sunday, February 15th. It's a little after midnight. And I wanted to go ahead and do this. This is a part 2, and hopefully it's just part 2. I have pre-prepped a lot of stuff so I can try to pop these cards out really quickly. Just go ahead and get a screenshot of this information. I am finishing up, for the most part, Valentine's cards. I already had stuff cut out and ready to go, and I had some difficulties getting things to upload. So that's why I'm still doing these cards with this Stampin' Up! Card kit, paper card kit called Love Notes. It's a 6x6 mix and match designer series paper. It came with all these cute little cutout pieces and stuff. And I've used just about everything in the pack at least once, I think. But anyway, so the first card I'm gonna do is actually not a Valentine's Day card. So there are ways to use this stuff without it being Valentine's. I'm going to use this sentiment here. Which one? Is that the one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one that I picked out. Yes, keeping you in my heart, thoughts, holding you in my heart, and remembering you in my prayers. So it's called Prayers and Promises. It is a current stamp set. Stampin' Up! So this one is, like I said, is not not Valentine's. All right, this is Garden Green. I'm going to be needing these glue dots. And I took a leftover piece off of, I want the piece that you fussy cut, the piece that I fussy cut. So this is leftover. I used a blending brush with some Fleur de Flamingo, and I did because I didn't want it to be so white, and I wanted it to be a light Fleur de Flamingo. And so I did that. So this is going to get glued here. I'll just go ahead and glue that down. I went ahead and glued down this strip. It was, like I said, it was a scrap I had. So I was trying to get as much done ahead of time as I could. So this was the back of this paper. There was a little frame, and if I were scrapbooking right now, I would use this frame, but I'm not scrapbooking right now, so the likelihood of it getting used anytime is not. Oh, is this right? Wait a minute. Okay, I've got to real quick try to get this on here. So, okay, I want to put this ribbon on here. Let me wipe off this glue. That was a boo-boo. All right, hang on. I'm going to use these even though they've got glue already on them. One of these glue mats, and pick up that glue. All right, I meant to put this ribbon on here first. And I will need some tape. Just use Scotch tape because I'm going to tape it on the back. Oh, Ivy, please don't come up here right now. No, you don't need to be. This is not a good time. I'm trying to do a fast video. Sit. This is not a good time for you to be up here. Great. No, I just, honest to goodness, I don't know if some of you that are my age will remember the old song from Hee Haw. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. That is me. That is me right now in my life. I have been for almost 2 years. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Because that's my... No! I have no luck at all right now. None that's good. I'm sorry. So... I wanted to get this ribbon on here, and if I had done it before the glue, would have been smart. All right, so I'm going to just tape a piece on the back. I mean, I had my glue dots here. I knew I was doing this. Okay, and I'll set it here. because I want to put a couple glue dots to help hold it in place. So I'll put one right there and bring it across. And I don't know that I put it as low as I wanted it to go, but I'll make it work. Whatever I did, it's probably not what I wanted to do. Probably needed it much lower than what I did. I just, I've been really just struggling, y'all. I'm about out of Scotch tape. It's a good thing pretty sure I'm only using it on this card. There it went, flying off the thing. Alright, so that's taped down, and I'm hoping that I didn't do it too low. I did it maybe a little bit higher than I wanted it to be, but it'll work. I think it'll still work. Okay, so now I can glue it down. Figure out what I do. Try this again. Try again. I hope it didn't mess up my paper. Make it too lumpy. I mean, a lot of it's getting covered up, but still. Let's make sure I have the right side of my card. Put it down the right way. Something's sticking together already. I might have gotten glue on this. Alright. So I'm trying to put this as close to the center as possible. Ideally, I would have had a glue dot under here too, but I didn't. Glue seepage. A little bit of glue seepage. Okay. This I went ahead and put the dimensionals on the back of it, so you wouldn't have to wait for me to do that. So I didn't peel them off, but I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I also do other paper crafts. I really enjoy doing my own ephemera and stuff like that for junk journals. I used a lot of the Stampin' Up! Products and the stamps because that's what I have to make my ephemera for my junk journals. And I'm learning other paper crafts, and I'm learning to watercolor, kind of self-taught on that. I think I decided that this was the top. And again, I kind of want it in the center, but now I'm second guessing. Where'd my little, I have a little hello somewhere. I hope I haven't lost it. But with the ivy jumping up here, I really don't know what happened to it. This goes on the inside. I still need to stamp it. And it's my little hello, anywhere to be found. No, it's not. Gracious. I'm gonna get rid of this for a minute. I think my biggest glare is right here, where that is. So if I just set this here, I think my glare will be okay. Okay, it is. But who knows where my hello got to, y'all? I don't know. I'll have to do another one. So much for saving time. Yeah, so much for saving time. Now I'm gonna have to do a third video, probably, because I don't know where my hello got to. All right, pull out this punch. I don't remember the name. I didn't write it on my punch this time. I don't remember the name of it. But and now I can't find my paper anywhere either. I just punched it on. There it is. All right, let's see if I can. I'm going to try punching it first. I mean, stamping it first and then punching it. And maybe I'll be more successful that way. But I got to remember which way I wanted it done. Okay. I think this is right. My heat just cut off. All right. Cat hair. And hopefully, I'm trying to get this in here straight. I started to say, it's my hello. I wonder if I moved it when I was stamping it. I don't think I did. I must just be seeing double. I probably am. I'm just so tired. I was wanting to do this tonight so I can, I don't want to have to do it in the morning before I leave. I got to work tomorrow. I got to be at work kind of early for me. I mean, usually I don't have to be at work till 2 or 3 o'clock, but on Sundays I have to be there at 12:30. So, and if I decided to sleep in, which I've had to do because I've just been so sick lately from this medicine. So I'm sleeping. It's hard for me to get going when I've been sick so much, but good thing I don't have to be at work real early. All right. I'll put the hello right there. See. Well, I don't know. I'm going to put it in the middle because I'm also tying a bow, or the plan was to tie a bow, but now I've forgotten I put that glue dot there. I might not be able to get it through there. So the other piece of ribbon that I had has disappeared. Oh, wait, there it is. I found it. I'll say it disappeared too, but there it is. Okay, I still have it. Let's see if I can get it up under there. All right, get it up under there. Go with my take a pick tool to kind of shove it up under there. There we go. And this is just a non-bow. It's just going to be like a little knot. And I am kind of wishing I had I'm going to do it twice so it'll go the other direction. And it doesn't even look like I centered this thing too well on my card now that I'm looking at it again. All right, so I'm just going to trim the edges of this with my sewing scissors. Just going to just leave a little tail. And if it's not, I'm sorry if I went off screen. If it's not going exactly up and down, that's fine. My idea was that the hello would go up against the edge here. But now it's going to be underneath. Let me see. What about if I put it up here? I don't like it there, though. I could cut it shorter. I don't like it on, see, that's why I put it on this edge. Maybe I could just put it right here. What y'all think? Just put it here and let it hang off a little bit, or underneath. Well, see, because of the edge, I feel like it needs to be on an edge. What about here? Well, that doesn't look good. No. I'm thinking this is going to be my best bet. It's just to put it right here and let it hang down a little bit. That looks okay. All right, so let's just get a little glue, put it on the top edge of the hello. I'll do that. just put it right here. And it'll hang off a little bit, and that's okay. So this card might be going to my daughter again, the one that's having the cancer treatments in a couple of weeks. I might send this one to her. I try to send her like little digital cards through Hallmark. If you join the Hallmark Plus, you can do, I think, well, you might just be able to do it with the regular Hallmark membership. I can't remember. I can't remember if it's the regular one or Hallmark Plus that you can send digital cards, unlimited digital cards. Oh, I need to stamp my sentiment, which is this new one that I haven't used yet. So I'll probably need to do a practice with it. And I think I'm just going to keep it, I don't know, maybe I'll do the cherry cobbler. I'll use the cherry cobbler instead of the green, because there's already a good bit of green on the inside, and there's also the card base is green. So I just want to see what it looks like first. Sometimes the first time you use them, they don't work so great. So I'm glad I did that. Let's try again. Much better. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. All right, so just hope that it works good on my final product here. Well, you can't see me. I'm putting it in the stamp pad down here. All right, I need to get where I could see it. And do it right straight down. Hopefully I went straight down, because it was a little far from me, so I couldn't see what I was doing too well. I'm going to just hold it on there for a minute, let the ink transfer well. Nice. Okay. So that will now get glued inside the card. Okay. Turned out kind of pretty. I'm kind of thinking I might go in and add, I know they're retired, but maybe add the little tiny gold hearts, or maybe add the little dragonflies. Oh, I think that's what I'll do. There's little retired gold dragonflies, and maybe put one of those on here with a couple little gold sequins or something, to give it a little bit more blingy look. But so here you go. It's one that was not a Valentine with that paper pack. And like I said, I'm sure there's other things you can do with that paper pack that aren't Valentines. I mean, a lot of it is obviously Valentines. But like the blue checkered print, I mean, you can use that blue checkered stuff, and that little, you know, for stuff. And the heart balloon, the little heart balloon could just be a cheer you up balloon on a card. You know, it doesn't have to be a Valentine. As a matter of fact, I might use that and make a couple more little lift you up cards and send them with the to my daughter. All right, so there's that one. I went ahead and stamped that little greenery element from With You in Mind right here. I went ahead and stamped that on there. So that one's done. Yay, that's another card. Okay, and then this next one, another blue one. Okay, so this one, I used this embossing folder, the All in a Row embossing folder. It is current, and this is what it looks like, if you can see that. So it will get glued down first on my card. Let me move this. Like I said, I went ahead and pre-did some things. So I was hoping I could get all these cards done in an hour instead of just doing 2 cards in an hour. Now with embossing folders, sometimes you need to use a little bit more glue. To make sure that it adheres well everywhere. I'm going to get up on the edge a little bit. Right here. Trying to spread it without squishing too much more out. Okay. I got on one card. So we will put this down. Okay. There we go. There's that. And then, let's see, what was I doing? Okay, so on the inside of this one, I'm just going with a smaller piece. I realized I was low on my basic white, so I'm going to start putting smaller pieces on the inside, and they work just as well. I did go ahead and stamp in some little hearts in the corner. And something else that I used on this card, I dipped this in the Azure Afternoon ink, a little sponge dauber, and it's going around the edges of this. And I had already done 3 of the sides, but you just get your little dauber and you, oh, here's the ink. You just put it in the ink. It fits on your finger. And you just kind of go around the edges and darken it up a little bit. I also did it to this piece to make it stick, because it's going to be on this, and it just gives it just a little bit more pop to have this on the edges as well. So I already went around the edges of that because that's going to get glued on there. The sponge daubers, the Stampin' Up! Sponge daubers are so much better than the packet of 50 or whatever it was that I bought on Amazon. So I was like, I need more sponge daubers, and they were costing a lot to get them from Stampin' Up! But I'm going to say the Stampin' Up! Ones are better quality. Just saying. Just like the cardstock, you cannot find a better cardstock than the cardstock Stampin' Up! Sells. So what was I going to stamp inside of this one? Because I don't have anything on, probably just Happy Valentine's Day. You could also, I could also add like a thinking of you to it, you know, possibly. But I think I'm going to just stick with Happy Valentine's Day. Do I want to do it in red maybe, since I have red? I think I will. I'll do it in, I'm going to do it in the real red. And I'm going to just stamp this Happy Valentine's Day on my card, because I also have all the blue, again, all the blue on the card base. I'm going to go up a little bit so there's room to sign underneath. And I think I'm going to take my tiny heart. Oops, I was making sure. I was pretty sure I cleaned it already. I'm going to take my tiny heart and go around a little bit and put 3 tiny hearts in the Flirty Flamingo. And we'll put one here, and one here, and one down here. And glue that inside. Go ahead and glue that down. This is going to go on here. And move that. Glue here. Definitely need to refill my glue before I do another video. I will. I know I'm running really low. So I've been wanting to do, there's so much to do and just not enough time to do it all. I've been wanting to do a do some more junk journals. I want to just put several journals together, just put them together. I don't have to decorate the covers yet, but just kind of put them together and put some signatures in them. And then I can have a bunch that I can be decorating. So I'm wanting to do that. And then I want to do a bunch of, I need to start on Easter cards, and I need to do a video showing how to use that positioner tool. So I'm wanting to get that done next week. And then maybe get my journals made next week. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, I've seen so many cute things to do for different ideas for making things to put in your journals. And I'm wanting to try all of them. But I think I need to make the journals first, and then that way I can start decorating them. All right, and then I'll glue this one on here. So I did have to cut the edges down on this because I wanted to utilize and make this square, the 3x3, so I could get 4 out of my piece of paper. So I did trim on all 3 sides. I took off 1/8 of an inch on all 3 sides so that this piece would fit. Okay, and then this one's 3 1/4 square, I believe. Yeah, so this one's 3 1/4 square. The check's 3-inch square, and then I had to cut this one down to 2 3/4 by taking off 1/8 of an inch on each side. We'll glue this down. And then I think I told you I ran that through that embossing folder. Trying to use some of this product that I didn't buy a lot of product, but I'm trying to use some of it that I bought. Like last year, I bought product last spring that I ended up never getting to use before it retired, or a lot of it retired. Not all of it, but a lot of it did. And I got all that stuff that I never used because it was when my mom was so sick, and then my son got married, then my house fell apart, and just didn't get to use the stuff. All right, and so we're going to put this on. And that's the thing, and even though, I mean, even last year I didn't buy a lot of stuff, but this stuff wasn't getting used when I did buy it, unfortunately. If anybody wants to buy some of my used products that's retired, if there's something you want, let me know, because I'm letting a lot of it go. Okay, I'll try to see if I got that kind of centered. All right, and then I've got this little bow. I did look this pack of, it was a 3-back pack of twine. It was in last year's mini catalog, I think, or something. And so, yes, it is no longer an item. So, but I used it anyway because I have it, and I like using glue dots. So this twine is a lot like embroidery floss, but and I think I've had that conversation, which I used to use embroidery floss before I bought any of this stuff. One of the things about being like on my team, like if you decided to go and do that join special, my upline person is Kelly Atchison, and Kelly, and she teams with 2 other pretty big demonstrators, Dina Ricow, I think I said her name right, and Barb, why can't I think of Barb's last name? Anyway, she teams with them, and they do tons of stuff. And if you joined under me, you would also benefit from all of their stuff. So if you want to take care of the join-in special where you get the positioning tool on top of your $125 worth of items, and you do all of that for $99 plus tax, no shipping, and you get $125 worth of product, plus you get this stamping positioner at no additional charge. So that's through, pretty sure it's through the end of the month, through the end of February. I have to double check that end date before I do my next video. That turned out kind of cute. And I might put some little glittery something on it. I didn't plan for that yet, but I don't have much current stuff that's glittery. And then the inside. I thought that turned out really cute. So that's 2. Oh, and I think I stamped an envelope. I can't remember if I did or not. Maybe. I might not have stamped an envelope for that yet. I might still have to stamp one. Okay, but that's the second card. Let me check my time. How am I doing? Well, definitely better, because I got 2 cards done in 30 minutes, whereas I've been taking an hour. All right, next card. Now, these are super simple. These last ones are super simple. I almost did cards where you didn't even need anything except for the paper that came in the kit. But, like, I was like, well, I still need to stamp a sentiment. So, anyway. But I did take, well, I guess you wouldn't have to. You could use these that have words on them, and you wouldn't have to even stamp a sentiment. So, with this one, I took my 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I cut it at 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4. And then I cut off a 1 1/4 inch strip. So that's gone to the scrap bin or to use on another card. All right, so now my inside piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and it'll fit right in here. And I went ahead and stamped those hearts in cherry cobbler, and this is cherry cobbler card base. And I mean, I couldn't have done it a whole lot more perfect. It would have maybe been better if they were over this way a little bit. I mean, and technically I could slide this over, but then I don't like that. To get them like right in the center of where that strip is. But then they probably wouldn't have been lined up as good. I thought I did pretty good lining them up. So I'm not messing with it. It's going to stay just like that. And I think, so the outside's going to say, we just click. So I think I'm just going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day on the inside of this one. Now, I used real red, but these, since I'm using cherry cobbler, I'm using cherry cobbler ink. So let me find, here's my cherry cobbler ink. The other thing, I could use this. This is kind of cute. I could sending hugs and lots of love, or lots of love and hug. But now this is a Valentine card. I need to just say Happy Valentine's Day. If I can figure out what I did with the stamp. Here, nope, here it is. All right, and I used it on real red, so it's red. I'm not gonna dip it in my pad. I'm just gonna wipe it off. A little blurb right there. Tell you what I might do. Let me see. Does this have anything on it? Because I do. All right, I'm also going to use this heart because it does have more of this flirty color in it. So I am going to put a couple of these in this flirty color. I'm sure I'm up here where you can see them. I've done this before where I put this behind my words. And that looks kind of cool. All right, now I'll stamp my Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, no. Oh, God, that was a miracle. It barely got anything on there. Okay, because I didn't clean it in the water. I just cleaned it. I wiped it off a lot. But apparently wiped it off pretty good because it didn't spill on my page much at all. All right, so this is going to go here, just kind of right on top of those hearts. It'll be peeking out just a touch. All right. I dropped it that time, though. Y'all, I got to do this whole page again. I'm not going to do it on the camera. I'll go back and do it later. You get the idea. I will show you what it looks like, though. I'll do that. You know what? I might just cut something out and put it over that. I think I will. And that way I don't have to try to restamp those again. Because that's going to be hard. Yeah, but I'm not going to glue that in yet, just in case. So, here's how I'm finishing the card, though. I'm going to glue it here where it hangs over just a tad. How much do I, so, and I kind of need that to stay in space just a little bit. Okay, yeah, so I want it about right there where it's not going to hit the, go into the things. But I was putting this behind it. I think I want it to go this way. So I'm going to put this behind it. I'm going to just go up. I'm not going to be quite in the middle. I'm going to go up from center just a touch. So I'll go ahead and put this down first. Cannot believe I did that. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can believe I did that. I don't know, y'all. Am I trying to do too much? I mean, I don't feel like I'm doing that much. I mean, I'm barely working 10 hours a week. I try to go see my daughter when I can to do stuff to help her. I'm dealing with my dog. Try to go see my dad once in a while. I don't know. I don't know. I really just don't know. And so this would be here. I just don't know. Well, dang. I didn't figure that out right after all. Maybe I can just barely have this. I should have brought this over a little bit more, but I'll have this just barely showing on this side, and that'll be good. Okay, that doesn't need to be there. So I was starting to go too far on this edge because that's going to hang off. All right, so at least it's hanging off a little bit. So I need to be careful about that. I'm going to do this. I said I wanted it barely, that just to be barely showing. And hopefully I lined it up good. And I didn't want it out far because there's another little camera on the back of this, and I didn't want that little camera on the back showing through. So this was going to be here, like so. And I also forgot to, so I was going to glue this in here too. So that's what this card is going to look like. And again, I might add something to this, but if I do, it's not going to be much because I don't necessarily want this one to be sparkly and frilly. I just want it to be, you know, just nice and neat. So I'm going to redo this, but this is how the inside's going to look, although it won't be messy. I will probably get a piece of Flirty Flamingo and maybe put a piece of white on top of that and then stamp it and glue it down and have it like that. And that still went over further than I wanted it to. Technically, I could probably trim a bit of that, a little pinch of that off. But with my luck today, I would end up messing it up. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I do have a envelope. I think this was the envelope I plan to use for that. So there's an envelope with that card. All right, let's go to the next one. Again, a very simple card if you don't do like I do and mess it up. All right, and I already stamped a little bit on the inside with these 3 little hearts, and then I'm going to glue these 2 strips in here, down here near the bottom. And again, I'm going to stamp. Maybe I will stamp before I glue my pieces. Let me move those out of my way. Get y'all out of the way and get this in my drawer. Okay, come here. So on the front, it's going to say, "Be My Valentine." So maybe this one I'll say, the one that says, "Sending Hugs." Sending you lots of love and hugs. I think it's an older stamp set. It is. It's from this heartfelt hexagon. But I just like the little message. And it came with a punch. So I'll probably keep this set for a while because it came with the punch. And whenever I decide to get rid of it, I will probably, let it go with the punch. I think, do I want to do this in cherry cobbler? Probably. All right, let's do that. Just, I need to do it up here, though, because I'm going to be putting those little strips down there. We need to have room to sign. All right. Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed that this works out okay. And I don't like drop it or something. Yay! Yay! It's stamped pretty. Knock on wood, I haven't messed it up in any way, shape, or form yet. Yet. All right, now I need to glue these two little strips in. I think I want the long one on top and the short one under, like so. I'm going to start with the short one. So I get them put where I want them. Yeah, my glue is struggling to come out the bottom now, y'all. It is struggling. I put too much, so I ended up smoothing it down with my finger a little bit. I need to get my glue. I'm sorry if my head's in the way. My little glue pads, I need to clean those because they are great. These things right here. And then you glue on them and your stuff doesn't stick. But see how dirty they are? I need to clean them. But the glue peels off of them. But these have probably been sitting here for a year. Y'all, I told y'all I hadn't done much. I hadn't done much in a year. Very little. I have I'm in a artistic trading card group. And we only do a trading card every other month. And last year I had a hard time just getting those done. That's the only thing I did really artsy all year was my artistic trading cards. And I had trouble getting those done on time. So, and one thing, on Kelly's team, we do a monthly swap. So if you're in my team, you're part of her team as well, and you can participate in the monthly swaps. And those were so fun to do when I first joined. They're fun to do because then you learn all kinds of new ideas and you get to know people on the team. Even though you live on other sides of the country from each other, you still feel like you're friends after a while when you're on the team with them. So, I mean, that was really kind of cool. I enjoyed swapping, but when I was still working, though, it got to be hard to do because I was trying to work full time. And then by the time I wasn't working full time, I was taking care of my mom and dad. And so it was just too hard to get them done and get them done on the timeline that they need to be done by. So I quit doing those. Except for occasionally. I did do one last spring, but I never put together my project from the trade, from the swap. Imagine that. So I've got so many unfinished projects that I'm hoping so I'm kind of wanting to do those. I don't really want to give those things away. If it's something I've started, I want to finish them. So that's on my to-do list. But I did sell a bunch of my paper pumpkin kits that were unopened. I had several that were unopened, and I sold those. So that was good. Really, I mean, it wasn't, but it was. Get that. I got that glue on it. I think that's when I dripped glue earlier, but I think I can cover that up depending on how I do this. All right, let's see. I think I had it turned that way. So I think I'm going to do it this way, and that way that little glue spot will get covered up. And I just lined these up. Let's see. Get a good little tilt going there. And then this would be here. And then the Be My Valentine. Now, like I told y'all, this was an easy card. It's basically a piece of scrap there, and these little pieces that I cut out. That's what this card is, a scrap, and these pieces that were already cut out. And I wasn't even planning on putting these on dimensionals. I'm leaving them just like they are. Okay, I've got to shift stuff up. Not necessarily this, but these need to go up. Need to go up. And him here. A bone folder. That's still. Try to get that edge to lay down a little bit better. Put it kind of close. Just got to get them to all fit on here. And I still want this to show a little bit. Maybe I'll turn it a little bit more. There. And there. And there. You know, none of that at the bottom shows. I might take the whole thing, this bottom, the underneath, and take it up a little bit. And then leave a little bit more space. I think I'll do it like that. And then that bottom piece shows up a little bit better. Okay. So let's remember what I did here. All right. This is almost to the top, and it's tilted so that the corners are almost touching. All right, make sure I'm in the video. I am. Okay. And color. That first blob always comes out. It's because I'm running low. I'm running on empty, and I don't have my fine tip on here because my thing had gotten clogged, so there is that. All right. That was about right. All right. So we're going to have the one at the top. And in the middle. A little bit showing. And one at the bottom. And that looks to be about right. Okay, maybe I'll put the middle one down first, or the top one down first. I think I'll put the top one down first. Okay, so this is going to end. This is going to finish up the Valentine cards for me, and now I'm not going to say I'm not going to use this stuff, because I may use it. Like I said, I was thinking about I might do a Valentine journal. I will definitely be using some of these cute little cutouts in other journals that aren't necessarily Valentine's journals. So there is that. I will be using these pieces. Does that look like that's about in the center? I apologize if my head is sticking over a little bit. All right, I think it's sort of straight and sort of centered. I think it is. All right, so this piece needs to be about right here. And then this piece would be kind of in the middle of those two. All right, I might take that one down a little bit more, because it's okay if it's down a little bit more. All right. I got one more after this one. You can see my glue is struggling. And then I'll move on to another project. So next week I'm hoping to share a couple of Easter cards with y'all, or spring cards possibly, spring and Easter, and then and show you how to use that positioning tool. And then hopefully I can get have some videos showing you how to showing you some things that I make some things to put in my junk journals. So that's what I hope to be. Now I do have I'm losing Monday, which is fine. I'm going Monday. I'm meeting my daughter for her. She has to get an iron infusion because her iron was low before she even started the chemo. Her iron was really, really low. And so she's getting another iron infusion Monday, and it takes 4 hours. This is a long process. It's even longer than her chemo treatments. It's a 4-hour treatment. And so I'm meeting her to do that, and then we'll have lunch together. It'll be a late lunch Monday. And then something dirty. Dang it. Oh, all this glue on my fingers. I might have to put a little glittery something right there to cover up my the little dirty spot that I just got on here. Definitely. I wasn't planning on putting anything on there, but I will now. So there's that card. I think the inside looks really cute. That's cute. And there's that. So there's that one, and this was the envelope, just a basic envelope that I did with this one. All right, this is the last card coming up, because I had not used the whole piece of this yet, and I still ended up trimming some off of each edge. I don't remember how much I trimmed off, because I wanted to put this Flirty Flamingo on the background. So you had your card, or a basic card, 8.5, 11, cut it 5.5, score it 4 1/4, fold it over. Then this piece, the Flirty Flamingo, is 4 by 5 1/4. So this piece is now 3 3/4 by 5. I believe that's right. 5. Yes. And 3 3/4. So I went around, I don't remember how much I went off, but I took whatever off of each side. So this would fit on here. Okay. So that's pretty basic. And then on the inside, since it's a white card base, I'm just stamped this, and then I need to stamp my sentiment. I already put the dimensionals, and so some of them are sticking. So this will be my Valentine on it. So again, on the inside, that was the one about the prayers. Don't want to put that one. I had one that said, wishing you love and happiness. Where's the one about a friend? I kind of like the friend one too. I know it's a retired stamp, but I love that we are friends. I think I'll just use that again, because I like that. And I think I'm going to do it in the cherry cobbler, and then I will do some Flirty Flamingo small hearts around it. So, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that I stamp it and not mess up. So, there's that. Okay. I love that we are friends. And we'll put, oh, almost dropped it. Telling y'all. Love that we are friends. That's not really where I wanted to put it, but that's where it went. Okay, good. I'll move this out of the way so I don't spill on anything. Let's check my little tiny heart here. I think I was using the Flirty on it. Okay, just gonna put a couple Flirty. I don't really need to, because I had 3 here. Maybe I'll just put one little heart right there. That's what I'll do. Please stamp Will. There. Good enough. Okay. All right, so that's the inside of the card. I will glue this to this. I just love this paper so much. So much. I might have to do a couple more cards just to use this paper. I don't know though. I can use them in my junk journal. But I think that this is so simple but so pretty. It's just very pretty, and I just like it so much that I wanted to use it just like this, with basically the whole piece, and then just put a little something under it. So that's what I'm doing. And this should have dried by now. And oh, my fingers, I should have washed my hands because they're so dirty. They're glue dirty. All right, I will glue this one down. We're almost done. I think the only thing I didn't do was make an envelope for the blue card. I think we got everything else done. All right. All right, come on. I told y'all that we're barely going to have the glue to do these cards. I'm just going to go into the end of the everything. Just about out of all of it. All right, and I'm going to turn it this way. I think I can get it pretty good going this direction. Yep. Ah, my fingers. They're so dirty. And I'm not stamping on the back of this one. A lot of times I'll stamp something on the back, but I don't know. Sometimes it bleeds through the yellow and the white. It shouldn't bleed through because this is the thick white. But I mean, maybe if I used the Flirty Flamingo, it wouldn't bleed through. I mean, those little ones didn't bleed through. But I worry about it bleeding through and then messing up my card. All right, so there's that. And then I just need to pull the little stickies off of these. And we will be finished. I don't know if they do Celebration still or not, because I hadn't heard anything about it, but it seems like Celebration last year was the end of February, so maybe we will be doing that the end of February. I'm trying to decide, do I want it that way or that way? That way? I'm kind of thinking this way, but I don't have to do it huge kitty cornered like that. Just barely, barely a tilt. Just barely a tilt. And then again, I might come back and put something, a couple little gems. I might put a couple little gems on it. But that's basically finished. So, and then here's the envelope I did for it, the front and the back. So there we go. Cards and envelopes. Slide all this stuff out of the way so I can put them out here. So if you have any questions, if there's something you would like me to demonstrate, a product that you might be interested in, or that you have anything you have questions about techniques or whatever, just text me or send me an email. I haven't checked my emails yet this weekend, but I will. Still have all day today, Sunday, tomorrow. Yeah, it's already Sunday, so, but yeah, just let me know if there's something that you need some information about, and I'll be glad to help you with that. So there's that one, And then this one. And this one that I have to re-stamp the inside because I dropped my stamp. The cute little blue one. Try not to cover up my stuff, but I may end up covering it up. And then the non-Valentine one. I think I said I was going to add stuff to this one for sure. Oh yeah, I was talking about putting the little dragonflies on here and some little gold things. Because I think it turned out really pretty. And it's not a Valentine's card. How about that? So there we go. There's all the cards that we did this time. And I got them done right at an hour. So actually probably less than that if you figure I didn't start immediately. And I had the faux pas, a couple of faux pas. So, but there you go. I appreciate it so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Please thumbs up my video. Find that little thumbs up and click on it or tap on it or whatever. And leave me a comment and share my videos. And that would just mean so much to me. And if you want to purchase any products and have any questions about products, please let me know about that as well. I would, or if you know somebody that's interested in getting Stampin' Up! Products, to let me know. All right. You guys have a great rest of your weekend and happy Valentine's Day. Goodbye.